let's go over your independent practice. First one, it's a cube. So all you got to do is do side cubed, side to the third power. So 4.5 to the third power is 91 1/8 millimeters cubed, or 91 125 thousandths millimeters cubed. They're both equivalent. Just make sure you have either one of those numbers, preferably the fraction, and make sure your label is millimeters cubed, mm cubed. All right, next up we got a rectangular prism. Take the 3 dimensions and multiply them. You get a 112.5 feet cubed. Another rectangular prism. Take the 3 dimensions and multiply them. As you can see, I made 7 1/4 into 7.25. And same thing for your answer. You get 964 1/4 meters squared, or 964 25 hundredths meters squared, which is what you see here. Back in the day, I told you 25 hundredths, 1/4 are equivalent to each other. You need to know that moving forward, probably for the rest of your life, I would say. All right, then you have this one. This is a very unique rectangular prism because this one actually has 2 dimensions that are identical. This would be kind of like a shoebox, maybe like for women's shoes because they're a little bit smaller than men's shoes. But this has a square here and then a square over here. And then these 4 sides, these long sides, these are all congruent rectangles. So it's a little bit unique if we saw it as a net. It really doesn't change anything in terms of what you do for volume. You still take the 3 dimensions, even though 2 of these dimensions are the same. This one represents the vertical line, and this number right here represents this horizontal line. And you multiply them together, you end up getting 30 3/8 feet cubed. Or if you want the decimal equivalency, it should be 30 375 thousandths feet cubed. All right, the penultimate question. Stack of paper is 8.5 inches long, 11.5 inches wide, 4 inches high. I think I said 11.5. I meant 11 inches. Take those 3 dimensions and multiply them to find the volume of the stack of paper. How much space is it occupying? So you end up getting 374 inches cubed, or cubic inches. And the final question, I tried to keep them to more basic questions, but I thought I might as well give you a little bit more of a challenge for the final one. So the company has a rule that their rectangular prism packages can be no more than 9 cubic feet. Now, we learned that no more in math terms means less than or equal to. So what we're looking for is a box that has dimensions that are less than or equal to 9. So it's pretty simple. Just take each one of those options, A, B, C, and D, and go ahead and find the volume of each one. So letter A is 2 times 2 times 3. That gives you 12 feet cubed. So that doesn't work. That's bigger than 9. Letter B, 2 times 1.5 times 3.5. That gives you 10.5. So that doesn't work. The letter C is 3 times 1 times 3.1, which gives you 9.3. Still doesn't work. It has to be no more than 9. 9.3 is 3/10 past that rule. And the final one, 3 times 1.5 times 2 gives you 9. Right on the button. That works. 9 feet cubed. And that is your final answer. So make sure you go back, take a look at any of these that you need to look at again. Rewind the video. Make sure you change your answers. It's okay if you don't have the correct labels for this. Make sure you have the correct labels on your paper, though. And make sure you hit submit because you are done. That's the last thing you have to do for 6th grade math. Congratulations.